everybody, welcome back boys and girls. It's your main math man, Miss Shank, coming to you live from Mayfield. In this video, working on that Turbo Tuesday warm-up. It says, simplify the following expression. And it has the square root of 225 divided by 5 plus, and it has absolute value of negative 10 plus 6. So you want to make sure you're using those order operations like always. So we want to look for those grouping symbols first. And we want to make sure that we do the innermost as well. So we're going to do that absolute value first. So I'm going to do, inside the absolute value, I have negative 10 plus 6. So I'm going to say that's going to be a negative 4. And so you want to make sure that everything else stays the same. So I still have those absolute values on the outside, and so you want to make sure that you can evaluate those carefully. So I'm going to actually take the absolute value of those, and so I have the absolute value of negative 4 is going to be positive 4. Everything else comes down. So we have, now we want to make sure that we do, still using those grouping symbols, we're going to do that square root of 225. And a way to do that is just make sure that you think it should have an integer value. So we're going to say that square root of 225 is going to be 15. So that means we have 15 over 5 plus 4. Again, making sure you work left to right. You can say that 15 divided by 5 is we're going to work next. And so we can say that's going to be 3. So we're going to very simply have 3 and then plus 4, which is the same as 7. So you can make sure that you have that in there. And then also, let's see if we can have this separately. Always making sure that you can check your work. You can pull up that Desmos calculator for yourself. Let's see if we can aim that there a little bit off. Perfect. Alright, so you want to make sure that you can check it using that Desmos calculator. And again, you want to make sure that you type it in carefully. So it looks like this. So we're going to have the square root of 225, and we have that is divided by 5, and it says plus, and we have the absolute value as negative 10, and then plus 6. So again, if you're able to type in that expression exactly how it looks, and you're able to show your work on the side, so that way you can triple check yourself, that way you know you're good. On the second one, it says, find the domain and range of the function represented by the graph. So you have these ordered pairs on the graph first, and you want to be able to pull those ordered pairs from that so you get your points. So again, those ordered pairs are just like a pair of socks. You need a x and a y from those values. So it has, for that first point, I have negative 1, 0. For the second point, I have 1, 1. Third point, I have 3, 2. And for the fourth point, I have 5, 3. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, all right, I know from that my x values, okay, my x values are the domain, and the y values are the range. So what I can do is list the values like this. I can say, all right, I know that my domain is going to be those x values. So I have the domain as negative 1, positive 1, 3, and 5. And then for my y values, those are the range. And so that means I have the range is going to be 0, 1, 2, and 3. So you want to make sure that you can pull those values from the ordered pairs on the graph.